So here I am, hugging a warm pan of water. So I sat, when I was sitting here just now, I started getting just cold chills because I felt shy to turn on the camera and to talk about something. It's not because I am shy, it's because sitting here and sharing that, there's something in that that made me feel strange, like a strange person. Um, and it's told me that I'm kind of keeping a secret. When I started doing these videos, I realized that they are transforming me because I'm expressing things that would otherwise have stayed hidden in a way. Sometimes it's just really easy. It's like stuff that's already like in a traffic jam in my body, and it just needs to get out, and then I feel like I wrote it down or something, but a much more lively way when I filmed it. But now, what I'm feeling now is, oh, I said to myself that I'm showing up for this channel. Wait, there, because I'm transforming myself. But right now, I just felt like cold chills, like something just I find scary. So I am sitting here because, uh, well, life kind of threw me some opportunities. I always love when that happens. It's like, yeah, now something's gonna happen. How are you gonna shape that experience? So then I was invited for a podcast, and they said, "Oh, we would like to also include a soundscape. That's part of the idea, the concept, and we want to just be a part of your life for a few hours." So they chose some circumstances that they would like to take sounds from, and for me, it was like, well, the most interesting thing that I'm doing, that I think that I will do, is this pilgrimage, and setting up that pilgrimage so that other people can walk. And I started it in 2015. Then in 2020, I realized there was maybe a project to include other people, to invite other people to open doors for something that I can see that it would lead to a very beautiful future. Yeah, but going back to like why I'm sitting here, um, creating this pilgrimage has been, the challenge has been like, who am I? Because when I stopped creating it in 2021, it was because I had a lot of panic attacks. It's kind of coming in a kind of full circle here. That because it took me a long time to like bow down, to bow in to that my body or my psyche or my emotions weren't aligned to what I was doing. And I had already made the intention that I would create the pilgrimage from the best I can be, and that if I should change myself in order to be the better person that is able to create that pilgrimage, then I said, well, then life show me, and I will embrace that change. Uh, uh, and it's always been challenging. But it's become more and more apparent to me that I don't really get to create things if they are not in alignment. Life has ways of keeping me small and tucked away if things don't align, and yeah. And now, lately, I thought I was going to. So there's some things that for this pilgrimage that I still have planned to do that I think they need to be done before it's ready. And one of them is that the poetry of this route is it's going through the whole of the Netherlands from the northeastern point to the southwestern point. And oh, my arm just gets tired, so I have to move the camera around. And it's 800 kilometers about, just as long as the most famous part of the Santiago de Compostela route. But it passes all the way over a sea level line. So the height of the landscape is at 0. And this is something quite remarkable or strange about the Dutch landscape, is that we have this sea level line, or the height of sea level the landscape is at, right in the middle of the country. And that's because part of the country is under sea level, especially the economic center, like going towards the coast. That is, most of it is under sea level, so up to 7 meters under sea level. That happened not because naturally, it happened because pumping water away from the land, the land also started sinking deeper and deeper, and so they had to build the dikes higher and higher. Of course, this is quite a concern now because sea level is rising. But yeah, so when I was actually at this place called the Waxing Moon, the Wassende Maan in Dutch, and I interviewed the artist who created this. I think he's called Piet de Zwart. Maybe I've kind of blimped out and forgotten the name a bit. But in 2020, when I came here with my partner, then and we were doing this pilgrimage together and trying to contemplate what is going on in the world, and all of these incredible ideas that we had. And I had said to my partner, like, it's such a pity that I have so many ideas, so many things to bring in the world, and I haven't done them because I felt shy. I felt like people wouldn't listen to me, or that I just didn't feel secure enough. And then I realized when the whole situation in the world and everyone isolating and everything, and I really felt shocked about things, but I also felt not shocked about how people were reacting. Anyways, I really needed to start taking action. I was like, oh shit, I feel like I know what to do, but I haven't been doing it. And it's like such a stupid thing to get to the end of your life and be like, yeah, I was too shy. Yeah, I had answers, but for humanity, or for, people who would want to listen to me. But I just didn't do it because I thought, who am I to to bring the solutions that I feel are true. I was like, that's so silly. Girl, grow a set of balls, use your ovary powers, and get on with it. And so yeah, we started walking, and then we were contemplating, and we were realizing this is amazing, just walking, and it gives you so much like space and rhythm, and yeah, it's just healing. And then when we got to this place, it was like it's this labyrinth of land and water, and it's 200 meters across. And this whole story of it was like, wait, land and water, you know, like water being this thing that is shifting the land in this country, and water also being a representative of, in many traditions, of the subconscious, the unconscious, the memory, like deep memory, the memory of all our cells is kept in the water. And how this landscape is so famous for flooding, and yeah, like I think the amounts of the people that have died in this land, like the whole of the Netherlands territory, um, like most, like the number one reason for non like natural death by age would be flooding, so drowning by flooding. And isn't that crazy? Like since they started counting, like, which was like maybe 2,000 years ago. And yeah, so basically here, the way that this artwork was commissioned, it was chosen from a few artworks. As when I interviewed the artist, he told us the story. And it was commissioned at a time when they opened one of the sluices here. I think it's called the Haringvliet sluice. In Dutch we say sluis, so it's a bit it's a fun word. So those are these big um, concrete and bridges type things that hold water, are barriers between the like mainland water and the sea, and you have them all across the Netherlands, and those are controlling the water level in the country, because the Netherlands is a place where 5 different rivers from the mainland of Europe, Middle and Northern Europe, they all come into this area, and this is the delta for those rivers. So here everything gets flattened, and the usually the water like slows down, and it would shift all of the land. This land was always shifting, and then the sea would come in and flood, and so you had a very strange like landscape here, a kind of twilight zone, I would say. And the people that are grown here, they have through hundreds and like maybe 1,500 years been building these dikes and all kinds of things in order to control the water. So, like I said, so many people died from flooding, so this was really a very high priority. And so this place, the Waxing Moon artwork, is about well, I can't say why it was chosen, but it's a labyrinth of water and land, and labyrinths are entered in order to contemplate. So we thought it was so fitting for this landscape and this pilgrimage that we were doing, that we were contemplating what have we as humans done. What if we're now at 0 points, ground zero? You know, our impact has been maximal. Um, and there's really the question, no matter where we are looking, where there is crisis in health or in nature, in the failing ecosystems, or in through exploitation or other all of these things, like what have we collectively as humanity done to contemplate that? And yeah, so for this place it was like contemplating how as Dutch humans living here, have we been manipulating the landscape? Yeah. And so fitting that this place was created when the Haringvlietsluis, which is not very far from here, it was opened after decades of being closed and closing off also waterways that are connecting the rivers with the sea, the North Sea. And so I think it was done to help the quality of the water, and to let more of a natural ecosystem start to be possible. And it created tides here in this area of about 40 centimeters that it rises and falls now. So also in this labyrinth, it's because it's connected into the river here. On this side is a dike where I came over, and then now I'm at like it's the landscape very close to the river. So if it floods, it's possible that this also floods. In fact, the artist told me that sometimes it's completely submerged, although now there's so many trees, so you would still see the treetops if it got submerged. Yeah, it's easy for me to tell you all of that story. I guess I gotta pull it back in to my own story. Ooh, I put my jacket in the water. Um, yeah, I've come here for contemplation. Throughout doing this pilgrimage, I mean, just trying to set up this project is a huge pilgrimage for me, in a sense, without moving through the landscape, but even being busy with it in my mind. I can be so strict with myself. I remember when my ex-partner and we finished the first version of the route, and he's a very tough guy, but I was like a slave driver. How do you say? It's like I was cracking the whip on us, like we need to keep going, we need to keep going, and through all kinds of weather, even when we couldn't walk anymore, otherwise we wouldn't make it. I arranged that we could have a tandem bicycle. My eyesight then was not as good as it is now. So I had a tandem bicycle, which is a two-person's bicycle. And we used that, and yeah, it was like in winter time when we finished the first version, because I needed it to be between two eclipses. One in June, I think it was June 10th or 4th in 2022 or 21 or 21. I can't remember right now. Yeah, possibly 21, yeah. Yeah. And the other eclipse on 21st or 4th of December of that same year. Oh gosh. What I'm trying to say is that um, yeah, I'm still seeing that I force myself into all these things, and then I see that my body has a very hard time coping, and then my emotions also aren't great. And yeah, imagine trying to organize something good in that kind of. So I'm really, yeah, I've come here to also, in a way, practice surrendering. That if life is showing me this is now, these are nice things that you can do, and how would you like to shape that experience, that I'm really trying to allow my heart to heal. And yeah, I find myself also recognizing ways in which I kind of manipulate my own energy in order to fit into something that I think that needs to happen. It's very hard because it's like trying to fix an engine while the car is driving, you know. That's how this kind of stuff works. But I've come here to spend time. I've brought my ritual things to help me to guide my consciousness, to be to move deeper and deeper within. I think I was a little shy to express that it's so magical to me that sometimes I'm afraid that if I talk about it that it won't be true. Which kind of makes you think, like, is it true? Well, who knows? It works for me. But yeah, talking about it makes it less of a secret and less of a specialness, you know, about it. Because I think at some point that specialness can be like a secret crutch to lean on and to have illusions about. And I think, yeah, I understand why people like don't believe in magic or something, because they think that people are being delusional. And it's strange, like there's a part sometimes that I think it's so subtle that like I don't even know always exactly what it is. I just allow my brain or body to make the interpretations, and they might be just very personal to me, and someone else might have other interpretations, and another person might say it's all of it is not true, and maybe that's true for them, and maybe in some how do you say, like higher realm way, I don't know how to say that, like in some higher truth, maybe it they're they're right. I also know that nothing really exists, so there's a part of it's like, yeah, well, you know, everything's a illusion at some level, at a very high level. But yeah, so I I guess I don't want to try to convince anyone because I can't. It's just my perspective of things. And I hope that just saying that gives everyone the freedom to have your own truth and do with this what you want, what you need. Yeah, also expressing all of these things, I can feel like an emotional dissonance in myself that was that kind of cold chills, and that in order to really stay true to my intention for this channel, yeah, I had to share all this. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Maybe I'll have some revelations from this place. I guess you hear all the birds, right, in the background as well. Well, greetings to you from the heart of the labyrinth at the waxing moon. See you next time.